Chapter 369. And at the moment when Yi Tian was just about to leave, a voice echoed in his ears. Survive for 10 days or kill 10 emperors. You can leave here. Obviously, the assessment rules of this alien space are similar to those of the previous Moro alien dimension. Swish! Yi Tian flew away. After a while, Yi Tian discovered an emperor-level powerhouse. This emperor-level powerhouse is somewhat similar to a human being, but he is definitely not a human being. The skin on his body is pale gold, as if he is wearing a golden armor, but it is definitely not a golden armor, but a part of his body. Swish! Yi Tian's copying talent shrouded the past, and he checked the other party's talent. Golden armor, Iron Mang. Cultivation talent, Huihui level. Strength talents, Arcanon. Speed talent, Pseudo-Arcane, 80%. Defense talent, Pseudo-Arcane, 30%. Palm talent, Morningstar. Golden armor talent, top. Yi Tian looked at this emperor-level talent, and immediately knew what kind of clan this was. The Golden Armor Clan? I haven't heard of it. Yi Tian has relatively little knowledge of alien races, so he doesn't know how many alien races there are at all. In addition to the human race in the universe, there are many alien races. Who knows where this Golden Armor Clan is? There is a Golden Armor Emperor here. It seems that this alien dimension is imprisoning the Golden Armor Clan. Yi Tian said darkly. Immediately, he lifted the invisibility talent, and instantly used the disguise talent to transform into a Golden Armor Emperor. Swish! Yi Tian teleported in front of this Golden Armor Emperor, and without saying a word, he directly hypnotized the other party with his hypnotic talent. This Emperor level was not strong. He only broke the limit of his body 6 times, so he was easily hypnotized by Yi Tian. Immediately, Yi Tian began to interrogate this Emperor. Soon, he knew the general information of this alien dimension. This alien dimension is indeed the alien dimension of the Golden Armor Clan, and the Golden Armor Clan is very powerful in this alien dimension. The information that Yi Tian learned was that the Golden Armor Clan had more than a dozen God level and more than 500 Emperor level in this alien dimension. In addition, the Jinjia clan also has a Tianjiao. That's right, it's Tianjiao. In a different space where resources are so scarce, the Jinjia clan has cultivated a Tianjiao. As for how it was cultivated, this emperor named Tai Meng obviously didn't know, and he even thought that it was that Tianjiao's talent was very high, so he could become Tianjiao. But Yi Tian knew very well that in the resource-scarce xenodimensional space, if there was no chance, it would be easy to become Tianjiao. Yi Tian inquired about the temple again, and just as he guessed, there was also a small temple in this alien dimension. Every few years, the Golden Armor Clan sends powerful Emperor-level clansmen into the temple. As for what treasures the Golden Armor Clan took out from the temple, this Emperor level is not clear. It seems that the Golden Armor Clan does not disclose the specific situation, and the blockade is very strict. Other than that, Yi Tian also learned that there were indeed Tianjiao who had entered this alien space before, and 2 Tianjiao were killed by the Golden Armor Clan, and the other Tianjiao had disappeared, obviously fleeing. However, in recent years, the Jinjia clan has also lost a lot of emperor ranks. So, the Jinjia clan is very strict in the investigation of outsiders, and each city of the Jinjia clan has arranged formations that can adhere to the bloodline of the clan. As soon as a non-Jinjia clan enters the city, it will be detected immediately. At that time, there will be a god-level powerhouse of the Golden Armor Clan coming over immediately. The Golden Armor Clan actually has a formation that can detect bloodlines, so my camouflage talent can't let me enter the city. Yi Tian frowned. The disguise talent can only be disguised in appearance and aura, and it is impossible to create a bloodline out of thin air, which is unrealistic. For example, now, although he is disguised as a Jinjia clan, he does not have the bloodline of the Jinjia clan. At heart, he's still human. At this time, Yi Tian was also glad that he had met an emperor level first, and he had found out the specific information from his mouth. Otherwise, he would have entered a city at once. Maybe it won't be long before he faces a god level. With his current strength, there is no need to be afraid of ordinary god level. But he is afraid of some god level with very terrifying strength. If he encounters such a god level, he is not an opponent. Yi Tian asked a lot of questions, and when he really couldn't ask for other information, he killed this emperor with one sword. After killing this emperor, Yi Tian quickly left. And not long after, a god-level powerhouse of the Golden Armor clan descended here, and when he saw Tai Mang's corpse, his face was full of anger. It's an alien human again. The god-level powerhouse of the Golden Armor clan roared. Soon after he learned that another alien human had entered, he began to look around for traces of human Tianzhao. But he didn't expect that it didn't take long for news to come from the clan that an emperor-level clansman had fallen. There are not many emperors in the Jinjia clan, and it is distressing to die a single one. In recent years, there have been successive emperor-level falls, which is also a heavy blow to the Jinjia clan. The Jinjia clan's alien dimension, on a mountain peak. Yi Tian was resting here for the time being. At this point, he's making plans. The Golden Armor clan has a formation that can detect bloodlines. Maybe there is also such a formation arranged near that temple. There is a powerful god level there, and the peerless Tianzhao can't break into it. I estimate that the peerless Tianzhao here should have dodged for 10 days or killed 10 emperors to go out. Yi Tian guessed. It wasn't difficult for him to hide for 10 days, but he didn't want to dodge time. He wanted to enter that temple. Maybe there would be a big gain. Not to mention anything else, if you can pass another physical cultivation secret technique, it will also be a good harvest. Suddenly, Yi Tian sensed a dangerous aura and hurriedly disguised himself as an ordinary king-level Golden Armor clan. The next moment, a powerful divine sense swept through the area, obviously not caring about him, a king-level Golden Armor clan. God-level Golden Armor, Yi Tian recognized the identity of the owner of this divine sense. Obviously, the god-level powerhouses of the Golden Armor clan have been dispatched and are looking for his traces everywhere. At this time, the Golden Armor clan, inside a giant city. In a certain glorious hall, a young man came out. This young man is the only Tianzhao of the Jinjia clan, Iron Battle Tianzhao. Taizan Tianzhao learned that a human Tianzhao had entered this alien dimension, and he was immediately ready to move. He couldn't leave this alien dimension, and the other emperors in the clan were far from being his opponents. So, he naturally wanted to find an opponent to fight. Before, he had been in retreat, and he had missed the entry of the human Tianzhao into their alien dimension. This time, he didn't want to miss it again. But when he was about to leave the city, a god-level powerhouse appeared in front of him. Taizan Tianzhao, you can't go out. The god-level powerhouse reminded. Tai Long, you want to stop me? HMPH, although you are a god level, you are only a god level achievement of a 5-star emperor, and you have just broken through not long ago. And I am a 5-star Tianzhao. In terms of strength, you are not as good as me. What qualifications do you have to stop me? Taizan Tianzhao sneered. Tai Long didn't dare to refute Taizan Tianzhao's ridicule, but still said, recently, a human Tianzhao came. We don't know the strength of the other party. You are the only Tianzhao of our clan, and you have the opportunity to become a 6-star peerless Tianzhao. Once you become a 6-star peerless Tianzhao and complete the assessment of the temple, our clan will have hope to leave this alien space. You know your importance. What if that human Tianzhao is a peerless Tianzhao? Do you think I'm not the opponent of that human Tianzhao? HMPH, I'm not afraid of anyone. Besides, I have the means to save my life. Even if I encounter a 6-star peerless Tianzhao of a human race, I am sure to save my life. And this alien space is so big, the god-level powerhouse of my clan will soon rush over. Is it possible that I am still afraid of a human Tianzhao? I'll go out of town with you. Tai Long God said, no, your strength is not as good as mine. If you really meet that human Tianzhao, maybe you will still be holding back. Taizan Tianzhao did not forget to sarcastically remark. Hearing this, Tai Longshan was also very uncomfortable. If you want to go, go there. Tai Longshan waved his sleeves and turned to leave, ignoring Taizan Tianzhao. In fact, he didn't think anything would happen to Taizan Tianzhao. In addition, Taizan Tianzhao sarcastically mocked him from time to time, and he was scolded when he followed. So, it was better not to follow. Tai Long God left, and Taizan Tianzhao stepped out of the giant city in one step, turning into a ray of light and flying in the sky. At the same time, his divine sense scanned the surroundings, looking for traces of human Tianzhao. However, he had no idea what a terrifying Tianzhao he was about to encounter. Chapter 370. Taizan Tianzhao searched everywhere in this alien dimension for traces of human Tianzhao, and this matter quickly spread. After all, Tai Zon Tianzhao is too famous, and as long as the Jinjia clan is slightly stronger, the clansmen know Tai Zon Tianzhao. The other side. Yi Tian caught a saint-level golden armor clan. He originally wanted to catch an emperor-level golden armor clan, but the emperor level seemed to have received the news, and they all hid in one city after another, and he didn't dare to appear inside the city. So, he could only make a move against the saint rank. However, this time, he interrogated an important piece of information from the mouth of this saint-level golden armor clan. The Iron Battle Tianzhao of the golden armor clan is looking for me? Yi Tian was a little surprised. The first reaction was a trap, but then he thought it wasn't. The god level of the Jinjia clan has been dispatched. There is no need to use a Tianzhao as a trap. And the human Tianzhao entered the alien space, and he did not come to intercept and kill the alien Tianzhao. So, the so-called trap theory does not exist at all. Then there's only one possibility. Want to fight me? Tianzhao is arrogant. Yi Tian felt that Iron Zon Tianzhao might have no opponent in the different dimension, and wanted to fight other Tianzhao, so he came to him. For Yi Tian, this is just an opportunity. If Tai Zon Tianzhao stayed in a certain giant city, Yi Tian would really not be able to look for him. But now that he came out, Yi Tian could capture him in an instant, and even the god-level powerhouse would not have time to rescue. As Tai Zon Tianzhao, he must know far more secrets than that Tai Mang. Swish! Yi Tian also took action and began to look for that Tai Zon Tianzhao. It was not difficult to find that Tai Zon Tianzhao. The other party would search an area every few hours, and Yi Tian used his hypnotic talent to probe for information very easily, and it didn't take long to determine Tai Zon Tianzhao's location. Found it. Yi Tian's gaze looked into the distance. A young man of the Golden Armor Clan was standing in midair, his divine sense probing the surrounding area, and there were many Jinjia clan people watching. This young man is the Iron Battle Heavenly Pride of the Golden Armor Clan. Soon, Tai Zon Tianzhao finished searching the situation in this area and was ready to leave. And Yi Tian also confirmed through the Eye of Insight talent that there were no god-level powerhouses hidden in this area, only Tai Zon Tianzhao. Yi Tian disguised himself as a human being, so that he would not expose the secret of his disguise talent. Otherwise, he would become the appearance of the Golden Armor Clan, arrest Tai Zon Tianzhao, and the fool would also know that he had a disguise talent. Teleport. Yi Tian instantly moved to the vicinity of Tai Zon Tianzhao. Humanity is arrogant. When Tai Zon Tianzhao saw Yi Tian, he was very excited, and his fighting intent was surging, and he was about to make a move. Then, Yi Tian performed a super god-level palm technique, the Void Palm, and pressed away with one palm. Shout! In just an instant, Tai Zon Tianzhao was included in the Void Mina realm in the palm of the Void Mi by Yi Tian, and was completely trapped in the Void Mina realm. Let's go! Yi Tian teleported away and disappeared into the sky. Then, the nearby Jinjia people panicked. It's not good. Tai Zon Tianzhao has been captured by humans. How can this be? That human being is obviously only at the emperor level. Tai Zon Tianzhao is Tianzhao. How could he be arrested all of a sudden? That person is definitely peerless. He has captured our Iron War Tianzhao. Notify the god-level adults. After a while, the god-level powerhouses arrived one by one. The first one is the Golden Desolate God of the Golden Armor Clan, a very powerful god-level powerhouse, because he was also a Tianzhao at one time, and later became a god-level powerhouse. It can be said that he alone can sweep away all the other god levels of the Golden Armor Clan. Tai Zon Tianzhao has a means to save his life, but he was arrested? Jin Dasomia frowned, almost unable to believe this result. Golden Desolate God, it is estimated that the person's methods are strange, and Tai Zon Tianzhao estimates that he was arrested and taken away before he could even turn on the life-saving means, said another god level. Let's go back to the clan quickly, and use the soul lamp of Tai Zon Tianzhao to track the secret method. Otherwise, if it's too late, his life will be lost. The Golden Desolate God hurriedly said. Phew, the god-level people all flew towards the ancestral land of the Golden Armor Clan. Tai Zon Tianzhao's life is too important. It is related to whether their clan can get out of this alien dimension. If Tai Zon Tianzhao dies, they don't know if they can cultivate such a 5-star Tianzhao. They must do whatever it takes to rescue Iron Warrior. The other side. Yi Tian casually entered a forest, and threw Tai Zon Tianjiao out of the Void Mina realm. The God-level claw-level Big Tearing Divine Claw severely injured Tai Zon Tianjiao with one claw, and then directly forcibly hypnotized Tai Zon Tianjiao. No! Tai Zon Tianjiao tried to resist Yi Tian's hypnosis, but the difference in soul strength between the two sides was too great, and he was valued again. So, he couldn't stop Yi Tian's hypnotic talent at all. Soon, he was completely hypnotized. Then, Yi Tian began to quickly ask questions one by one. He knew very well that he didn't have much time for interrogation, and the Golden Armor Clan would definitely have a way to find Tai Zon Tianjiao. If he delayed a little time, the gods of the Golden Armor Clan would find him, and he would be in complete trouble. Tai Zon Tianjiao answered Yi Tian's question one by one, and he could say anything when he was hypnotized. Soon, Yi Tian thoroughly understood the basic situation. First of all, the temple in the alien space of the Golden Armor Clan is a bit special. There are many inheritances and treasures in it, but the corresponding assessment needs to be completed. And the assessment is not a battle with any corpse puppet, but a strange request. Most of them are not dangerous, only a few are very dangerous. And a person only has one chance to enter the temple once in his life, which is similar to the rules of the temple in the alien space of the Moro tribe before. But what really shocked Yi Tian was another piece of news, that is, how the Jinjia clan gave birth to a Tianjiao, and it was a 5-star Tianjiao, which had the credit of the temple. But it was more about the heritage of the Jinjia clan itself. The Jinjia clan has a supernatural inheritance, and it is also a golden supernatural power. Tai Zon Tianjiao has cultivated this magical power, coupled with his extremely high talent and combat power that broke the 17th physical limit. He has become a 5-star Tianjiao. And this golden supernatural power is called Golden Silk. The name of the Golden Silk is very simple, but this golden supernatural power is not simple. According to the results of Yi Tian's inquiry, this supernatural power is estimated to be much more terrifying than the Great Flame Exterminator. If the Great Flame Exterminator is regarded as an ordinary supernatural power, the Golden Silk supernatural power is definitely very powerful among the ordinary supernatural powers. Once the Golden Silk magic power is activated, a thin golden thread will appear and instantly cut towards the enemy. The speed is very fast, and it is very sharp. Even if the defense is amazing, Tianjiao is likely to be cut in two at once. Of course, the more powerful the supernatural power, the more difficult it is to cultivate. It not only requires God-level gold talent, but also requires 3 Gold Series treasures. But these 3 Gold Series treasures are very precious, more rare and rare than Fire God Crystals, Fire Dragon God Stones, Million-Year Fire Spirit Essence, and 7th Order Different Fires. These 3 gold-based treasures are Tiangong Divine Gold, Hell Refining Divine Stone, and Wang Yuan Golden Stone. It can be said that Yi Tian has never heard of these 3 treasures. And the Jinjia clan itself does not have these 3 treasures, but it just so happens that there are these 3 treasures inside that temple. And after the efforts of the Golden Armor clan for generations, they finally obtained these 3 treasures from the temple. But in the end, there was only one person who could meet the cultivation conditions and successfully cultivate, and that was Tai Zon Tianjiao. Not only that, Tai Zon Tianjiao even cultivated this divine power to the peak of entry in one fell swoop, and he was only one step away from the Shaocheng level divine power. It's a pity that he met Yi Tian, and his life will inevitably end today. Tell me the cultivation method of the Golden Silk divine power. Yi Tian ordered. There is a copy inheritance bead of Golden Silk supernatural power in my space ring. Tai Zon Tianjiao replied. Immediately, Yi Tian asked Tai Zon Tianjiao to take out the inheritance bead. Yi Tian checked it and found that there was no prohibition. Immediately, Yi Tian learned from Tai Zon Tianjiao that Tai Zon Tianjiao had also obtained an extra piece of Tiangong Divine Gold from the temple. But as for the Hell Refining Divine Stone and the Desolate Yuan Golden Stone, there was no Hell Refining Divine Stone and the Desolate Yuan Golden Stone, and the only Hell Alchemy Divine Stone and the Desolate Yuan Golden Stone were used by him. Oh no, we can't delay any longer. Yi Tian immediately killed Tai Zon Tianjiao and took away the piece of Tiangong Divine Gold. As for the other things, he didn't take them away, lest there be any treasures in it that could be sensed by the Golden Armor clan, which would not be good. Anyway, Apart from this inheritance bead and Tiangong divine gold, Tai Zhan Tianzhao didn't have any good things, and he didn't like those things at all. After killing Tai Zhan Tianzhao, Yu Tian kept teleporting, and then disguised himself as an ordinary king-level golden armor clan and pretended to experience in a forest. Chapter 371. The god-level powerhouses of the Golden Armor Clan rushed to the forest where Tai Zhan Tianzhao had died. When they saw Tai Zhan Tianzhao's corpse, a terrifying killing intent erupted from the bodies of the god-level powerhouses. Bang! The divine power fluctuation swept across, instantly turning the forest into ashes. Human Tianzhao, I want you to die. The Golden Desolate God was furious. Tai Zhan Tianzhao is the hope of their clan. They have been captured in this alien space for countless years, generations of clansmen have worked hard, and now they finally saw hope, but they didn't expect that hope was shattered. Tai Long God, you should be damned. You shouldn't have let Tai Zhan Tianzhao leave. The Golden Desolate God slammed into Tai Longshen's body with a palm, directly knocking Tai Long God away. Of course, the Golden Desolate God did not deliberately kill him, but only severely injured the Iron Dragon God. Otherwise, with the strength of the Golden Desolate God, one finger would be enough to easily crush the Iron Dragon God. Golden Desolate God, I was wrong. Tai Longshen regretted it very much. If he had known it earlier, he would have risked completely offending Tai Zhan Tianzhao to stop Tai Zhan Tianzhao. He originally thought that Tai Zhan Tianzhao was stronger than him, that he was a 5-star Tianzhao, and there should be no accident. Moreover, Tai Zhan Tianzhao still has all kinds of life-saving methods, so he shouldn't die. But I didn't expect that the enemy was so powerful, and Tai Zhan Tianzhao had no power to resist. Go and find that human Tianzhao. Once I find that human Tianzhao, I will break him into pieces. The Golden Desolate God roared angrily. Yes! Other god-level powerhouses responded one after another. It's a pity that they are destined to have no way to search for Yu Tian's existence, unless they gather all the Jinjia people together and investigate them one by one. To not let a single Jinjia person be outside the Jinjia clan's alien space city is unrealistic. After all, many Jinjia people have been trained in various places, and if they want to bring them all back to the city, I am afraid it will take a long time. So this method is not possible at all. Coupled with these god-level powerhouses, they didn't expect Yu Tian to have a talent for disguise. They just thought that Yu Tian was better hidden, hiding in a place that was difficult to find, and that's it. The god-level people of the Golden Armor Clan not only sent out to find Yu Tian, but even sent a large number of Emperor ranks. Although doing so might lose a lot of Emperor ranks, the Golden Armor Clan was already completely crazy. At this time, Yu Tian went to the temple of this different dimension. As for whether he could successfully enter the temple, he did not dare to guarantee it. But he had to give it a try. Soon, he came to the temple of the Golden Armor Clan's alien dimension, which was already surrounded by a city. To enter this temple, one must enter the interior of the city, which has also been built to detect bloodlines. Immediately, Yu Tian escaped into the space and sneaked into the interior of the city. Once he escaped into the space, these formations would not work on Yu Tian at all. But as long as Yu Tian came out of the space, he would still be detected by the formation. Now that Yu Tian has been in the space for a short time, he is not worried at all. Moreover, this time he was going to approach the temple directly, and then enter the temple in an instant. Even a god-level powerhouse couldn't react. Soon, Yu Tian approached the temple. There were a lot of people around the temple, including many Emperor-level Jinjia people. Swish! Yu Tian walked out of the space. The next moment, he rushed into the interior of the temple. Even though he was fast, he was discovered by the other Jinjia people. Suddenly, this matter caused a great impact, and then it was reported to those god-level people by these golden armor people. Inside the temple, after Yu Tian came in, he quickly found a ball of light. And this ball of light is not simple. When Yu Tian approached it, a sound appeared in the ball of light. Assessor, whatever reward you want, please choose. Yu Tian opened his mouth and said, I want the Hell Refining Divine Stone and the Desolate Yuan Golden Stone. The Hell Alchemy Stone and the Desolate Yuan Golden Stone are the two gold-based treasures necessary for cultivating the Golden Silk Divine Power. Once he obtained the Hell Refining Divine Stone and the Desolate Yuan Golden Stone, he would have gathered 3 gold-based treasures, and he could cultivate the golden silk divine power. At this time, a voice appeared again. The assessor's request has been approved, and the examiner needs to complete the 2 most difficult assessments to obtain the Hell Refining Godstone and the Desolate Yuan Golden Stone. If you fail any of the assessments, you will not be rewarded. As for the rules of the light ball, Yi Tian actually knew it for a long time. He had interrogated Tai Zan Tianzhao before, and learned the rules of this temple from Tai Zan Tianzhao. Under normal circumstances, a person entering the temple can only obtain 1 treasure or 1 inheritance. If you want to get 2 treasures and 2 inheritances, you can do it, but you have to complete 2 exams, and the difficulty of both exams is very high. This is why almost no one will choose 2 treasures, and the probability of failure is too high. If you choose 1 reward for a treasure, you may be able to complete the assessment and get this reward. But Yi Tian didn't want to give up this opportunity. He wanted to get the Hell Refining Godstone and the Wild Yuan Golden Stone at one time. In this way, he can cultivate the Golden Silk Divine Power. Confirm the assessment, Yi Tian said. The voice of the Ball of Light appeared again. The first assessment. Draw a picture perfectly. The time is 1 day. What kind of assessment is this? Yi Tian was very puzzled, a little unclear. Wow! A suction force came, and Yi Tian was sucked into a strange space without resistance. In this unfamiliar space, Yi Tian saw a picture about 3 meters long and 1 meter wide. This picture is very strange, with irregular lines on it. Let's say it's a painting, it doesn't look like a painting. If you talk about the formation pattern, it doesn't look like the formation pattern. All in all, it's a very strange picture. It stands to reason that drawing a picture should be very simple. What kind of assessment is this? And that ball of light said that the 2 assessments were the most difficult assessments. And drawing a picture turned out to be the highest assessment? Yi Tian didn't think too much about it, and began to draw this picture in the void. Phew! In the blink of an eye, Yi Tian drew an identical picture. But the assessment is not over, he is still in this space. It is clear that he failed. It seems that it is not as simple as drawing this picture. Yi Tian pondered. Immediately, he began to extend his divine consciousness into this picture, and felt the mystery of this picture. As soon as the divine consciousness came into contact with this picture, it suddenly changed dramatically. Bang! In Yi Tian's eyes, the world map had become a different shape, as if it had turned into a law world. The world of the laws of the gold system. Yi Tian was shocked. Although the gold laws contained in this world of gold laws are very shallow, they are not something that ordinary people can copy. Therefore, if you want to draw this picture, you must fully comprehend these economic laws before you can draw it. Drawing is not the goal. The real purpose is to comprehend the laws of the gold system contained in the picture. If you can't comprehend the laws of the gold system contained in this picture, you will naturally not be able to draw this picture, and the assessment will fail. Top perception talent, open. Yi Tian's comprehension suddenly increased by 20 times. Immediately, he began to comprehend the laws of the gold system contained in this picture, and comprehended its mysteries. Time passed slowly. 10%, 20%, 30%. Yi Tian's comprehension of this picture became deeper and deeper, and in just half a day, he realized 70%. But even so, Yi Tian was deeply amazed at the difficulty of this assessment. If he didn't have the assistance of the top-level comprehension talent, he could only rely on the time talent. But if the top-level comprehension talent and the time talent were not opened, Yi Tian would not be able to complete the assessment by himself. It's no wonder that this assessment is called the most difficult one. 80%, 90%. It took most of the day for Yi Tian to finally comprehend this picture. This is Yi Tian finally starting to paint this picture again. When painting, he completely integrated the laws of the gold system into the picture. When he finished drawing, a voice came. Congratulations to the examiner for completing the first assessment, and then proceed to the second assessment. Chapter 372. Wow! Yi Tian was moved to another dimension again. Boom! A terrifying figure emerged. This figure did not have the breath of a living being, but it was not a corpse puppet. It is human, but more like a spirit being. This is an illusory consciousness. Yi Tian recognized it. It's like the virtual consciousness of the virtual world, which is all fiction and not a real being. But this space is quite special, so such a consciousness body is condensed. Once killed by the consciousness body, Yi Tian will also fall. Defeat your opponent to beat the second level. A voice rang out. Defeating this consciousness body is Yi Tian's assessment, and once the assessment fails, the result can be imagined. The first assessment is not dangerous, but the second assessment is very dangerous. Yi Tian obviously sensed that the aura of this consciousness body was very terrifying, and it was definitely comparable to the peerless Tianzhao. But what the real strength was, it still needed to be known through fighting. Shout! The consciousness moved its fingers, and a golden thread swept across. This attack, Yi Tian was slightly moved, but quickly dodged. Along the way, the spaces cut open, forming a black line. At this time, Yi Tian was very puzzled. Why was this attack so similar to the Golden Silk divine power? But isn't the Golden Silk supernatural power the Golden Armor clan's supernatural power? How can the consciousness body of this temple have the Golden Silk supernatural power? Soon, Yi Tian knew the true strength of this consciousness body, which was about equivalent to the level of the 6-star peerless Tianzhao, and it was the top category among the 6-star peerless Tianzhao. Even if the immortal Tianzhao encountered this consciousness body, it was not an opponent. Die! Yi Tian held the knife in his hand and slashed out the ghost knife. Poof! The consciousness body was killed by Yi Tian's blow, and it immediately dissipated. It was not difficult for Yi Tian to kill this consciousness body, but Yi Tian was still thinking about the Golden Silk supernatural power at this time. Could it be that the Golden Silk supernatural power is not from the Jinjia clan? But the ancestors of the Jinjia clan obtained it from the temple, and then the Jinjia clan shamelessly regarded the Golden Silk supernatural power as their own supernatural power and passed it on. Yi Tian thought so. This possibility is very high. First of all, there are 3 treasures in the temple: Tiangong Divine Gold, Hell Alchemy Divine Stone, and Wang Yuan Golden Stone. Although there are many treasures in the temple, it cannot be made out of thin air. It must have been put in by the ancient god a long time ago. But even if the ancient god's treasures are innumerable, it is impossible to have the 3 treasures that the Golden Armor clan needs so coincidentally. It is very likely that the Golden Silk supernatural power comes from the temple, and the temple will have the 3 golden treasures required by the Golden Silk supernatural power. In that case, it makes sense. Yi Tian killed the consciousness body and naturally passed the second level of assessment. Wow! Yi Tian was moved back to the main hall of the temple, and the ball of light he saw at the beginning appeared in front of him. Suddenly, 2 treasures appeared in front of him. These 2 treasures were the Hell Refining God Stone and the Wild Yuan Golden Stone. Phew! Yi Tian quickly put these 2 treasures into the Void Mina realm to avoid accidents. Now, the Golden Silk divine power is available, and the 3 golden treasures of Tiangong Divine Gold, Hell Refining Divine Stone, and Wang Yuan Golden Stone have also been gathered. Plus Yi Tian also has a god-level golden talent, so he meets the requirements for cultivating Golden Silk divine power. He can now cultivate the Golden Silk divine power. Yi Tian did not leave this temple, but began to specialize in the Golden Silk supernatural power. The cultivation method of the Golden Silk divine power is not the same as that of the Great Flame Exterminator. The cultivation of the Golden Silk divine power requires grinding the 3 golden treasures of Tiangong Divine Gold, Hell Refining Divine Stone, and Wang Yuan Golden Stone into powder, and then fusing them together in a special way, smearing them on the body, and then using the refining method on the Golden Silk divine power to fuse these powders with the body to form the imprint of the Golden Silk divine power. Before, Yi Tian had not carefully studied the Golden Silk supernatural power, but now when he researched it, he found an incredible thing. The refining method on this Golden Silk supernatural power is actually refining in the form of lines, and it is impressively cultivating the law lines on the body. And the 3 pieces of gold treasure powder are the basic conditions for constituting the law lines. And the pattern of this law is very similar to the picture of the first level assessment, but it is not exactly the same. The first level of assessment seems to have something to do with the Golden Silk supernatural power, but what is the specific relationship? Yi Tian frowned, very puzzled. But Yi Tian, who has thoroughly understood that picture, has a very good understanding of the law patterns of the Golden Silk supernatural power. Even if it is a little different, it is very easy to comprehend. In just half a day, Yi Tian had completely mastered the refining method and cultivation method of the Golden Silk divine power. According to Yi Tian's calculations, once he mastered the method of refining and cultivation, he would soon be able to practice the golden silk supernatural power, and it would not take a long time like the great flame to extinguish his hands. Although the Tiangong divine gold, the purgatory divine stone, and the desolate yuan golden stone were very strong, the stronger the things, the more brittle they were. Yi Tian used all his strength to crush the 3 gold-based supreme treasures with the god-level claw technique of the great tearing divine claw, and then crushed them little by little, which took several hours. At last, Yi Tian fused the 3 powders with spiritual water in a special ratio. The so-called spiritual water is a kind of spiritual water formed by the convergence of heaven and earth vitality, and it is not difficult to make spiritual water for the emperor level. After everything was done, Yi Tian smeared the sticky matter after the fusion of the 3 powders on his chest. Start cultivating. Yi Tian sat cross-legged and urged the refining method of the golden silk supernatural power. Suddenly, a golden law appeared in the void, turning into a special pattern that enveloped him, covering the skin on his chest, and those sticky things slowly fused into the golden law, completely imprinted on Yi Tian's body, and turned into a part of Yi Tian's body. At the same time, the golden silk supernatural imprint on Yi Tian's chest began to slowly condense. 1 day, 2 days, 3 days. On the 4th day, Yi Tian finally completely formed the supernatural imprint and practiced the golden silk supernatural power. Phew, it worked! Yi Tian smiled, but suddenly, a terrifying suction force came, sucking him into a certain space in the temple at once. An inexplicable dark space. It was detected that the assessor was a human being, and he has practiced the basic supernatural power golden silk supernatural power, and the inheritance assessment is specially opened. The inheritance assessment begins. Wow! Another picture appeared in front of Yi Tian. This picture was somewhat similar to the previous picture, but it was a completely different law of the gold system. If you draw this picture within 3 days, you can complete the first item of the inheritance assessment. The voice rang out again. For other Tianzhao, 3 days is definitely difficult, but for Yi Tian, it is not difficult. Immediately, Yi Tian opened the top-level comprehension talent. But as for the time talent, he didn't open it, because he felt that he could use the top-level comprehension talent to complete the assessment, and there was no need to use the time talent. Enlightenment. Under the 20-fold increase in comprehension, Yi Tian relied on his comprehension to understand and infiltrate the laws of the gold system on this diagram little by little. It only took 1 day for Yi Tian to completely understand this picture. I have a top-level comprehension talent to be able to comprehend this picture in 1 day. If it were Tai Zhan Tianzhao, even if he became a human, he would not be able to pass the assessment. Yi Tian thought to himself. Immediately, Yi Tian began to draw this picture, and he drew it very easily and completed the assessment. The first assessment is successful, and the second inheritance assessment begins. As soon as the voice came, another picture appeared. This picture is different from the one just now, but it clearly belongs to a series. This time, the time given for the inheritance assessment is 5 days. Yi Tian used his top-level comprehension talent to complete it in 2 days. Then, the third picture appeared. The time required for the third picture was 6 days, but it took Yi Tian 3 days to complete the assessment. 4th, 5th, 6th. Yi Tian didn't know how many pictures there were, but he could only assess them again and again, and strive to complete this so-called inheritance assessment as soon as possible. Finally, the 9th picture appeared, and the requested time was 20 days, but Yi Tian frowned this time. This picture is more complicated, and the laws of the gold system contained in it are more profound and mysterious. If you just rely on the top comprehension talent, 20 days may not be enough. Yi Tian also really admired the ancient god who set up the assessment. This is a heart that does not let people pass. The assessment is so difficult. He has a top-level comprehension talent and is very difficult. How can others pass? You can only turn on the time talent. Yi Tian decided. After turning on the time talent, Yi Tian easily completed the assessment and successfully drew this picture. There are 9 drawings in total, plus 1 drawing from the previous drawing, for a total of 10 drawings. Congratulations to the examiner for completing the inheritance assessment. Hearing this, Yi Tian smiled very excitedly, and secretly breathed a sigh of relief. He has been delayed here for a long time, and he is really afraid of the never-ending assessment. As for what rewards will be given for completing the inheritance assessment, Yi Tian is very much looking forward to it.